brands which have बिल्कुल फर्क tangent
It's all right, it's okay. मुझे बस चेक कर लो ये कॉल शॉल तो नहीं आ रही कोई बीच में रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है हाँ हो रहा है ठीक है
Hello guys, today Talha and myself Joshua will be discussing why BTS marketing, behind the scenes marketing, not the Korean boy band, is important for businesses all around. And yes, let's get on with it. Okay, so I'll speak from my experience that whenever I enjoy a TV show or a product, I would like to know what goes on behind creating the product or what goes on behind the marketing of the said product. And staying true to brand, where also this is also a BTS insight into the new building that we're moving into. This isn't a very curated set or anything, so you can see plastic on our chairs and everything.
Yeah, we've tried to hide the plastic and hide things so you guys don't see that we're sitting in a dirty place.
So why we think behind the scenes marketing is important, because your users, even if it's a very corporate or very tech or very formal brand, people don't want to interact with the company. They want to interact with people, a personality or a brand. So pulling back the curtain, and when you show your audience members what goes on behind the camera or behind the lens of your social media, it gives them insight, or it makes them feel included in the process. And that is how you can create long-lasting relationships, and you can develop the user's interest into avenues other than your product or the services that you offer.
Some of you might be thinking what BTS content could look like, or how to create something which could be used as BTS content. So it's something that we really practice at with both of our businesses as well, Integriti and Magnetic Marketing. So we create casual reels which are not heavily edited, which have a very humanized, real feel to it, which we try to keep it as simple and minimal as we can. Because with BTS content, you're actually showing the true face or the real brains behind a brand or behind a company. So let's say if you're talking about a product, if you're selling a product, and let's say it's jeans or it's anything related to apparels. So I'm sure all of us are familiar with such content. We see it every now and then on social media platforms where a model shoot is going on, and then there's a guy, or a girl, he's holding a camera, and then he's going around space and really showing how it's actually being done. So that's something which really triggers the viewer to be interested in it and actually sell or purchase something from the product or the service that they're seeing in such a way.
Adding to that, I would like to quote the example of the beauty industry. Jeffree Star Cosmetics, we always see, it's not in their feed, but whenever Jeffree Star is planning a campaign or a launch for one of his makeup products, we always see him upload Snap stories or Instagram stories of his makeup artist creating looks for him.
There's another example here in front of us in Pakistan that all of us must be familiar with, which is Outfitters. And I really like how they have taken the BTS marketing approach towards their brand. So while they are hosting and executing the photo shoots for the upcoming season, like can be winter or summer, whatever it is, but when they're creating content and they're creating those model shoots and videos for the upcoming season, they're also creating a lot of BTS content which they share later on, they publish it later on. But it's something that they're doing in the moment. So another example that popped into my mind right now, it might not be very relevant, but I just thought of it, so I'm going to say it. So I was just going to say, we can see the World Cup is going on right now, so the FIFA World Cup. And I don't know how many of you are following that, but I'm a fan. During, such competitions like the FIFA World Cup, we can see that national teams, they have their Instagram handles, they have their YouTube handles, they have their Facebook handles, and all of them, I kid you not, literally all of them are creating extremely amazing behind the scenes content of the emotion that is attached into this game. So for Europeans, especially, football is like they eat and they breathe football. So it's really important to them, like cricket is for most of the Pakistanis. In the football world, creating such BTS content in which, for example, Spain won a match or Morocco lost a match or anything like that, which has great emotion attached to it, they record it, and they record it in the most raw form. They don't edit those videos, they don't add subtitles, they don't add any cinematic shots to it. It's just a very simple handheld shot of what was going on in the dressing room at the moment when, for example, France won the World Cup.
The raw and the more authentic, the better behind the scenes content it is.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so elaborating on Talha's point, where he said that where you capture the raw, unedited part of what goes on behind the scenes, 88% of audience members, they would rather, not audience members, sorry, 88% of consumers would rather buy from a business which has some element of authenticity in its presence, whether online or in real life. But authenticity has become one of the most important aspects of social media marketing. And speaking for magnetic marketing, or I mean, if you want to incorporate behind the scenes content in your agency or your office or anything, it could be anything from walking into the office and giving a snapshot of your desk, or trying to make coffee, or capturing your colleagues cracking a joke or making fun of something. It could be anything at all. It just has to be unedited and relatable for your audience.
If I would put this under just one word, I think what Joshua is trying to say is the content needs to be very loose. It doesn't have to be, tightened up and all, ready to go out there. It's not ready to go out there. That's how you should, look at a BTS content when you're creating it.
Okay, so by now you must be wondering why we're pushing for you to incorporate some element of behind the scenes content into your next strategy. So what it can do for your brand is it can humanize it for your audience. And reiterating what I said before, that nowadays people want to interact with the personality, with humans behind a brand or behind a screen, and they do not want to interact with a digital entity which is not human. It doesn't have any emotion. So the rawer your behind the scenes content, whether it's graphic, whether it's a video, the better it is. Apart from that, when summing it up, when we're talking about not making professional videos, when it's raw and it's not too much polished, it creates relatability with the audience. It could be something that you could be creating, it could be something I could be creating. I have zero idea with video editing. Talha is very good at professional video making. And of course, it would be a stark difference between the content he creates or content you and I create. And the very amateur element of the video or the picture or whatever it is, it will create a connection between your audience and the brand itself.
I just have a small thing to add over here. I don't know if this is how the viewers feel or how you feel, but for me, I think looking at BTS content for a few brands, it creates a brand recall for me as a consumer as well. That I find myself, if I look at, for example, let's say, I looked at Outfitter's video and it's not branded. It doesn't say that it's Outfitter, or it doesn't, it's not uploaded by the page basically. Mm-hmm. Let's suppose it's uploaded by a team member who was there and recording this entire thing. So just looking at their BTS video, I'm able to recognize the brand. So where I'm correcting this, that it creates a little brand recall as well. When I'm looking at content created by different football clubs or different apparel brands or food brands, I'm able to understand, this is that brand, or this is Nike, or this is Adidas, or this is that restaurant. So I'm not sure if that's how most of the people feel. But I think creating BTS videos for your brand or your service, it creates a great brand recall in your customer's mind. Okay guys, this was for this week's video, and we'll make sure to come up with a more insightful topic for next week's video. If you have any feedback, if you have any comments, if you want us to cover a specific topic, please leave them in the comments, and that's it.
Also do share in the comments what your favorite method of seeing what a brand does behind the scenes, and we'll incorporate more of that into our strategy.
Yes. All right, guys. Until next week. Bye-bye.